Hey everybody, welcome back to one of my budgeting videos. This is going to be my budget for my paycheck from November 19th. Okay, so my balance in my account is deceiving, and I'll explain why in just a minute. So my balance right now is a whopping $1,985.37, which is crazy because we all know I don't have that much money. So I think I mentioned last time that my parents gave me $500 to go towards an expense, and it's something that's going to be spent a portion at a time. So I spent $90 of it where I was supposed to, which means there's $410 in that bank account that isn't mine to play with. Like, it's there because I don't know where else to put it. I've been trying to actually figure out if there's a different bank account I could put it in and sort of keep it a little bit safer, but for now it's still sitting there. So I'm minusing that out because I don't get to play with that. That's not mine to touch for my regular budget. And then I also got paid for some baking that I did. I don't think I've ever really mentioned that here. I bake. I like to bake. I find it enjoyable, and somebody paid me for it, which is also nice, but I also don't want that money going towards my general budget. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to utilize it yet. I wanted to just put it aside and use it for something fun, to be honest. But I did have to buy baking supplies, so at least part of it should be going back onto, I suppose, onto a Visa, because the grocery and baking supplies, some I did directly from my debit card and some I put onto the Visa. So I mean, you know, it's not like the whole 150 I just get. For me, I should be responsible and put some of it back onto the debt that the baking created. Yeah, but okay. So my real balance is $1,425.37. So I'm going to take out half rent, and we'll get started onto kind of the regular budget. So I don't know if any of you ever really paid attention to the name on this channel. It's Burnaby Girl, and in case you are not aware, Burnaby is in BC, which is in Canada, and we have declared a emergency, a BC state of emergency, because we had some brutal storms earlier in the week. Highways are flooded, mudslides are everywhere. Shit got real pretty damn fast, and we're kind of cut off via road from the majority of the country. It's not great. I'm having flashbacks to 2020 already. Grocery stores have already put out signs saying you're limited to how much of certain items you can purchase. So, like, for instance, dairy. I went grocery shopping yesterday and I was allowed to purchase 2 dairy items. So I chose milk and cheese. Kind of regretting that I didn't get yogurt, but I'm only allowed 2. So I did milk and cheese. I don't know. I like milk. I need it for my tea. I can't function without it. And I'm making something for lunches this week that kind of required cheese. So that's how I made my choices. Yeah, but yeah, there's all those signs up. Limits of how much you can buy, signs warning that certain items are already out of stock and others will be soon, and there's no ETA on when they're going to get refilled. Oh, and then they're also limiting gas purchases now. So unless you're an essential vehicle, you're only allowed to fill up a certain amount of gas per visit to a gas station. I don't really know how they're going to monitor that, or if, like, I'm supposed to remember how much gas I'm allowed to buy and then stop myself when it gets there on the pump, because let me tell you, I have already forgotten. I don't know. I'm a little concerned, only because I work an hour drive away from where I live, and my brain does not calculate. I don't know how much gas is used in that commute unless I say, like, it's 1/8 of a tank. I know that I use 1/8 of a tank to get to work and 1/8 of a tank to get back, and I have to fill up gas every like 3-ish days or so I don't get dangerously low and start to panic. So I guess I'll find out within this next work week if I can actually get to work and back or not. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. My cell phone bill is higher than normal, and I am going to dispute it, but at the same time I'm also going to pay it because I don't know when I'm going to be able to get in touch with somebody and how long it'll take to fix, and I don't want to look like I'm delinquent on a payment. When one of the days of the storms, they lasted like a solid 3 days, I want to say. They just kind of started and didn't stop. It was really strange. But one of the days when I was at work, I work in an area that's really close to the border to the States. And all the cell coverage in my area of Canada, not in Canada, but in my area of it, it all died. But you could still get like data, so you could text, but you couldn't make phone calls. And I was able to online shop. So, you know, there's that. But yeah, so my phone, because I was so close to the border, it was picking up on the American signals, and my plan that, funnily enough, I had only purchased a couple days prior for when I go into the States next week, kicked in. And it thought that I was in the States, and it was all, welcome to the States. It sent me a little text message and everything, letting me know how great it was. I could use my phone and I wouldn't touch anything. And I was like, nah, no, what is that? No. So I actually contacted them that same day. It took me forever to get through, and they guaranteed me that it wasn't showing on the account, and I wasn't actually being charged for it, because my plan for when I go into the States is $10 a day, basically. Yeah, so I got my bill, and what does it have but an additional $10 charge because it thought I was traveling. Joy. So hopefully they will fix it. I mean, they're usually pretty good. I'm with Virgin Mobile. They're a good company. Grocery shopping. I went grocery shopping yesterday after work because I'm planning on using this weekend to really stay home and do really fun, exciting things like clean and, you know, meal prep for the next 2 weeks and stuff like that. So I bought 2 weeks worth of groceries instead of one. So I paid $92.62 yesterday at Safeway, but I put it onto my Visa because, of course, I grocery shopped yesterday, but payday wasn't until today. So I'm going to put that, I'm going to pay it directly off to Visa for Safeway. This will only make sense for like the next 3 weeks, and then I'll forget why I said that. Okay, I do have some things that I will need to get, like I'll need to buy milk next week, and I think I need a couple random things, so I'm gonna give myself $40 for food and other. Just to, you know, those little bits and bobs that you need that I couldn't get with the grocery shopping yesterday because, one, shopping limitations, and two, things expire. No point in buying too much milk yesterday and then not being able to drink it next week, right? Gas, I'm gonna stick with my regular 250. I have no idea what's gonna go on with gas prices, if they're gonna go up. I mean, I live really close to a refinery. It is ridiculous because they're talking about the gas shortages because it comes through the pipeline and from the vehicles that come along the roads and the highways, and of course they're all shut down, and I guess maybe the pipelines got damaged. I don't know, I can't keep up with everything that happened, but either way, shortages, which I'm thinking, see, normally I would say that would make prices go up, but the government has already warned against price gouging and how you're going to be in a lot of trouble if you do it, so maybe prices won't go up. I don't know, maybe they'll just go up all across the country. I know the rest of the country is all in distress, not because we're in distress, but because we have a port, and now that the highway's closed, I have people on Facebook who are all, oh, well, I guess I'm not going to get Christmas presents for people if they all get delivered to the port of Vancouver. And it's like, seriously? You guys have like all the food that can't get across the highway to us, and you're upset because you can't get like your video game? Whatever. People will be people. It is fine. I'm not actually upset about it. I just think it's kind of funny in like a not actually funny way. Do you know? I'm rambling. I'm sorry, guys. Long week. Long week. Okay, where am I sitting here? So I've taken out part of rent, student loan, sinking funds, cell phone, the Visa to pay for the groceries, a remainder of food and other, gas. Okay, we're just gonna go with it and assume that everything is correct, and when it's not and I find out the mistake later, I'll just curse when you guys aren't listening. So I'm gonna do 100 normal to the Visa, and even I can do this math. So 360, 34, and then 100 to the line of credit. So 260, 34. Yeah, a friend of mine, I don't have to make as large of a payment to the line of credit this week because a friend of mine paid me back money that she owed me that I had moved like that debt to the line of credit. So I just put it directly, like the day that she transferred it to me, I put it directly onto the line of credit, and it's over $500. So that made a happy little dent, let me tell you. Yeah, so I think this is it. Probably forgotten something. We're so close to the end of the year that I'm not gonna go out and buy like a little calendar to help me keep track of things better. I'm just waiting. I have one on my Christmas wish list. I'm just hopeful that I will get it, and then I will be much more organized next year and less of this whole, what did I forget? I forgot something. I totally forgot something. What was it? Yeah. So I have a buffer, $260.34. I'm pretty sure I don't believe it, so I'm gonna go back off camera and redo all of this math to see if I've messed up somewhere. But if that is my buffer, that's great. Honestly, I'm probably gonna keep it there. Normally with something that big, I take another $100 of it and put it onto either the Visa or the line of credit. But I'm a little bit nervous about, you know, the costs of things changing due to like, we can't get anything. I know that the government says that that's not allowed and they're not gonna let it happen, but I don't really know when the road is gonna open and when stuff is gonna start coming back into the city. So I think maybe best to be safe and keep a bit more money than normal in the bank account just in case. Maybe. I'm probably being paranoid and everything will be fine in a couple days and I'll be wondering why I got so nervous about things. But, you know, natural disaster. We've been through a lot lately, it seems like. Well, not lately. The world has been through a lot. I mean, I get it. It's not like this is unique to BC. I'm not trying to be all woe is me. I think I'm just a little bit exhausted by it all and feeling very not capable of knowing how to deal with this. So, yeah, there we go. I just made you all super depressed. I'm very sorry. But let's end on a cheerful note, shall we? I bought chocolates. See, they're called After Eights. You probably have them where you live as well. They're like these little flaky things of chocolate with, oh, it's all kind of gooey, with some mint inside, which probably isn't everybody's jam, but my sister loves these, absolutely loves After Eights. I completely, every time I see them, I think of her, which is a really funny thing to think of a food, or think of a person when you look at a certain food. Like, people should not be associated with food. But regardless, I think of her when I see After Eights, and I haven't seen anybody I'm related to since pre-pandemic, so I bought them with some of my grocery money for the week. So there we go. I'm gonna eat some chocolate. You guys have a great day wherever you are. I hope that you're staying safe out there. Stay dry, because, you know, rainy season now. And I will talk to you in another couple weeks. Have a good one, you guys. Bye.